Hey, welcome to Rust Revival Garage. My name is Tim. I actually purchased a giant shed to put in my backyard because I needed more room for the projects, basically. Now that I've got the LeMans up and running and everything is doing great for it, this is going to be its new home. So I need to do a couple of things to get ready to put the car in here. First of all, I need to clean it up, but I need to get some ramps and I need to strengthen the floor. So let's get to it. All right, so this shed is 26 by 14, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. And it's a little bit high up off the ground. So I need to be able to have ramps to get the car up in there. And not really much I can do about that. I don't want to try to build up the ground or anything like that, but that's pretty much what I need to do. So I've been scouring Facebook Marketplace to try to find some ramps. Unfortunately, I've been using this thing for so many different things for a while now that I've got a lot of stuff gathered up. Storage that I need to get rid of. I've got a bunch of wood that I've used to build fences. Need to get that out of there. My seats are in here. All kinds of stuff. You know, it hasn't gotten too out of hand. The other thing too is the shed, when I purchased it, said it was for cars. But I stand on this floor and it's particle board. And I'm sure that there are rows of wood that are underneath there that are strengthening it, but I don't think it's enough for a 4,000 pound car. I mean, it just doesn't seem like much. So, you know, I think what I'm going to do is get a couple of 4x8s. I'm thinking maybe like a 1/2 inch 4x8 plywood sheet. I could do 2 of the 4x8s and then 2 more of the 4x8s with about a 2-foot gap in between each. That would put the plywood in the tires in the center of the plywood. And that, I think, will give it enough to spread out the weight and so that the car can come in here and be just fine. Now the car, I believe, is 10 feet wide and it's 14 feet in here. No, it's not 10 feet wide. Anyway, I know that the car is about 14 feet long and it's a 24-foot shed. So that's going to give me up until about right here. So I think I measured it, and the front of the car would probably be right about here. And then I've got room, you know, to go to the back. I've got tools and storage areas all set up. So I should be able to even work on the car in here. But yeah, I just need to get it all cleaned up and ready to go. All right, I've got a Pontiac 400 block in here. Got the crank, got the heads. I think I'm going to see if I can use this wheel dolly and slide it out of the way. It weighs enough that I can't pick it up by myself, but I can lean it up. I just don't really have a great place for it. But I made some progress. I got this side cleared out a little bit. I got the wood all stacked away. Where am I going to put this? Oh. That will work. Oh, this is fun. Oh. This weighs a little bit. I got things nice and out of the way. This is troublesome, but hopefully I can get that engine back on that stand. But I made some room. I got it swept up, but I really need to mop this, get this all cleaned up. So I think I'm good to go. I just need to go get the ramps. Had a Facebook Marketplace yesterday, reached out to them, they'd already sold them. So I'm still trying to track down a set. And then I also need to do the plywood for the floor here. So that's next on the list. Got my mop and my mop bucket, and I need to clean up this floor. Not very exciting, I know, but it's got to be done. Floor is mopped, looks a lot better. Gonna have to let this dry now before I can put the plywood down. And of course, grease stains and paint are not gonna come up, but I just wanted to get a lot of the dust and debris out. Let's see how bad the water is. Oh yeah, that's nasty. Like I said, needed to be done. All right, here's the plywood. Got it back here. Floor's not drying like it should have. I should have expected that. This stuff is heavy. Okay, so my opening, sorry about the fan noise. My opening is about 106, 107 inches. The car itself is about 80 inches, which is right about here. You can see coming in, I've got about 2 feet to spare on either side. I need to find my center point so I can make sure I've got the plywood down where it's supposed to be. This is my center point. This is 1 foot over, 1 foot over. That gives me 2 feet in between the boards. I can have 4x8 over here, 4x8 over here, and then another one, then another one. And that puts the wheels and tires in the center of the 4x8 as it's rolling in. So of course I will have that gap, which I don't like, I'm not crazy about. Those are 48 and 48, so it's 96. The car is 80. Yeah, most of the board would be wasted because it's 80 inches wide and it would only be 96 total with both boards if they were butted up together. So I'm going to put the 2 feet in there. Okay, I did a quick measurement just to make sure the length of the car is correct. It is 17 feet. So 2 boards, 8 feet each, end to end 16. That's also counting the front end of the car, which is another 2.5, 3 feet. Well, about 2.5. So it will be on the boards when it's in here. If I start at the beginning, come all the way back, it'll go from the 17 feet from basically from the edge of the door where the door is closed, stops right here where this fan is right now. So I'd still have this much room. I wouldn't want it to really be much farther in than that. So yeah, well, that gives us good coverage. We're good to go. It's starting to dry out now. All right, I've got it tweaked a little bit over this side because I have more room over here, less stuff stored over there. But it's exactly 24 inches all the way down. Hard to tell because that one's lifting up a little bit. I can work with this. The car, when it comes in, remember it's 80 inches. So I think I should be fine there. So yeah, from can to can, that's 80 inches. That's the width of the car at its maximum. The back fenders are pretty much the widest point. It's gonna be a little tighter fit in here than I thought, especially as I've got all this junk in here. But it will fit. That gives me a little room to walk in and maybe pull it over a little, like I said, a little farther over here. Just have to be able to open up my door. All right, got some ramps. So Facebook Marketplace was a bit of a bust for buying some used heavy-duty ramps. I just decided to go with a set of Vevor aluminum ones. 8,800 pound rating, which is overkill, But again, better safe than sorry, because you never know with products, you know. Can you trust what they say? But let's take a look. Oh, comes with gloves for some reason. But yeah. Now, these are designed to go on the backs of trucks, I believe. But again, I just need to come up from there into here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Center of the tire on the LeMans to center of the tire is 61. And that's what I've got these set at. Not too much of a jump up. One tire, both front tires will be up by the time the second come up. That should work just fine. All right, I guess I need to drill these holes. Okay, so the problem is I'm going right into wood here. There's no way to really use the linchpin and the cotter pin. I'm gonna actually have to use a rather large screw. No real choice here, but it's just going into wood all the way down here. There we go, nice and tight. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just got to stay in place. Got these back down, 24 all the way down. Actually created a little bit of a gap on this end, and everything is good. Now, the cool thing about this barn is there are 4x2s every 12 inches. So I've got plenty of places to screw it in, but I'm not going to go crazy on these. I want to hold them down. I might do 6 total screws on this, because again, if I need to move it, I don't want to go through and have to take up a ton. And I'm not trying to make a subfloor here. I'm just trying to keep this from moving and this from moving while I drive in. All right, I had to make a little room to get that one down, but I can put all those things back once I've got it all secured. All right, one of the other things I decided to go with is an oil leak-proof mat. So it's 17 by 8. Perfect. So anyway, yeah. Like I said, this will just be for one side and that side. And it's pretty nice. It's got a plastic backing on it, rubber backing on it. Comes with tape to hold it down. I'm gonna let it relax as much as I can. Not that my videos are usually very exciting, but this one a little bit different than the normal, so to apologize for that. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate it. I'd love to send you some Rust Revival Garage stickers. I'll drop a couple in the mail if you're interested. Just email me at rustrevivalgarage@gmail.com and I'll send you a couple. Thanks very much for following and for watching and for me droning on like I do. I really do appreciate it. So I kind of rethought my strategy a little bit. I've got that 2-foot gap in there, right? Getting 2 boards, cutting it down to 2 feet and putting that in there would be a pain. I've got a ton of scrap wood left over from my fences. You can see I've got a bunch where I've just cut off all the fences. And guess what? It's pretty much the same height. I can fill in that gap, get rid of a bunch of extra wood, and nobody will see it because it's covered up with this. I like it. Not perfect, got a little bit of a gap, but if I'm walking on that, I'm not going to be able to notice it. So let's see if I can get that nice and tight on here. Okay, I got it taped at both ends, and now I'm just going to do the sides. This tape works pretty well. The only problem is it tears so easy. All right, it is moment of truth. I've got the mat down, not very well, but it's taped down. Got the ramps ready. I guess there's nothing to do but to do it. Not gonna lie, a little bit scared of driving the car up on a ramp for the first time. You're supposed to trust that the ramp says it holds 8,800 pounds, and I'm like, was it 800 pounds? But I've got to take that chance because I got to get it in here. And that frees up my garage for other projects. I can store the car in here. So if I'm doing something in there that takes a couple of days, I don't have to worry about the car being left out in the wintertime. So that's kind of my ultimate goal, plus just storage. My wife also said she wants her garage back, so she probably wants to park in there when it gets nasty out. So gotta do it. So yeah, let me go ahead and move my truck out of the way and then bring the car around.
I don't even know what. You gotta go. You're good. You're good, you're good, you're good. Perfect, perfect.
No, I know. I hit something when I came in.
Did?
I heard something bounce.
Where? Here?
Maybe the pumpkin.
No, you know what you heard? You just heard this metal making
Okay.
noise. You didn't hit anything. I promise you, you did not hit anything.
Alright. That was a little crazy, but she is in here. One of my signs fell down as I was getting out. Need to put that back. But yeah, got a decent amount of room here, in just enough that I can close the door. She's a garage. Still plenty of room. I know I got a mess to clean up and organize, but plenty of room to move around on both sides. I think I'll get some kind of mat material, gym mat or industrial kind of mat, and cover this up so it doesn't look quite so crazy. But yeah, she's in. She's got a new home. So again, thank you very much if you stuck around to the very end, but I just had to get this done. Needed to get it into its home. Be a great little winter storage place for it too. When I've got it in the summer, it's going to be in the garage, probably up there. I'll be going in and out more often, but back here, she's nice and safe. It'll stay a little warm in the wintertime. So cool. Leave me a like if you got anything out of this video. Give me a comment down below if you have questions or suggestions. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, although I doubt you probably stuck around to the end or even watched this video unless you're a subscriber. And don't forget, if you want one of those stickers, email me, name and mailing address, and I'll send you a couple of stickers out. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will catch you next time.